like I said before, Josh Allen is like a damn good quarterback. Like,
Great.
But just because he's a damn good quarterback, don't make you the guy. He's not the guy.
Welcome to another edition of Why is Draymond Green Talking About Football with me, Jordan Schultz, presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. We had a phenomenal Week 1 guest, Davante Adams. Today, we'll be joined by Dayon Henley, one of the premier young defensive players, period, in the NFL from the Los Angeles Chargers, Dre's little bro. Really excited about that. Week 1 is in the books officially, so that means it's time for overreaction, underreaction. I'm going to start, Draymond, with maybe the biggest overreaction potentially of the week. The Packers are now the biggest competition to the Eagles in the NFC. Is that an overreaction?
I think it is a bit of an overreaction because I disagree to a certain extent. I think the Packers are a good team. Like, they have a good quarterback. They obviously now have
Good
one
defense.
of the better pass rushers in the NFL, along with a very good defense. However, we know my Super Bowl picks, and I think the Rams look really good. I think they're only going to look better as Stafford get more and more games under his belt. He's been hurt, and he'll get more chemistry with his receivers and so his offensive line. So I think it's only going to continue to come together for the Rams. So yes, I agree the Packers have a very good team and their defense is stellar, but I think the biggest competition to the Eagles in the NFC is the Los Angeles Rams. So I'm going to say it's an overreaction.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned, well, we'll get to the Rams in a second, but Green Bay, here's what's scary about them for me. Parsons plays 20-some-odd snaps. 4 or 5 of those, he made a significant impact. He sacked Goff once, and then you have Rashawn Gary, who's also an all-pro caliber player.
Yes,
they have a great front. They have a great defense, in my opinion, and a terrific coordinator, Jeff Hafley, second-year defensive coordinator. But then Jordan Love, like, that team is as complete as it gets, and actually reminds me a lot of the Eagles. Not any real weakness. There's no unit where you say this is soft, this is weak. They have everything you need, including a running game. And then you talk about the Rams, and defensively, they looked awesome against Stroud. They really, I thought, affected him. He never had time. He was never comfortable. Houston's offensive line, I think, is average at best. But you had the big thing right there, the big point. If Stafford is healthy, he has the back. He took an epidural. If he's healthy, I think this is a bona fide Super Bowl team. But that's a big if. And for a quarterback who's nearing 40 and has had health problems, it's a legitimate question mark. Jordan Love, 27 years old, obviously was injured but is clearly healthy now. I always like to go with a younger quarterback with fresher legs.
I agree with that, but Jordan Love has had his injuries in key moments, and not once. And so, Stafford has done it and shown that he can stay healthy through the end. And I can't recall Stafford missing playoff games.
No, he plays. He is as tough as it gets.
Yep. And his arm is always crazy.
Incredible.
We've never seen the Rams lose a playoff game was like, man, if Stafford was healthier, they would have won. Like, Stafford is doing that. So I worry less about that. But I think the Packers do have, where they're strongest at now is up front, no question.
Yeah.
But, they're in the NFC where you're going up against Sean McVay. Sean McVay will hit quick hitters. Sean McVay knows how to negate a pass rush. Now, yes, their defense is stellar. I'm not taking that away from the rest of the defense, but I'm not, at the end of the day, when it comes down to, for all the marbles, the better quarterback usually wins. The better quarterback is Matthew Stafford, and both defenses are damn good.
Yeah, and they were a play away, really, from beating Philly. The Rams were a play.
Yes, they were.
They were right there, and basically the same team. Overreaction, Mike McDaniel, and I know where I am on this. I think he is as good as gone when it comes to predicting who the first NFL head coach to be fired is. Overreaction, Mike McDaniel is going to have and has the hottest seat in the NFL. If you can have a hot seat after week 1.
I think in theory, yes. That is not an overreaction. That is accurate. However, I do think ownership matters, and I don't think unless the bottom just completely falls out, which it may be, who knows, but I don't think Mr. Ross is an owner that loves to fire during the season.
Clearly,
so
no.
unless
He gives,
unless the bottom just completely fall out, like, you got to know with who you're dealing with, and maybe he survives it through the season, but it's not an overreaction, no.
yeah. Vintage overreaction. Vintage Aaron Rodgers is back. 4 touchdowns. And I got to tell you, I thought he played great, and I'll be the first to say I didn't expect it.
And I've been telling you since last year. I told you last year when he was shit, and then I told you at the end of the year, I said, hey, the Jets are shit, but Aaron Rodgers is starting to step up in the pocket again. Like, if you watch the first 12 weeks of the season, he wouldn't even step up in the pocket. He was throwing off his back legs, just trying to get rid of the ball. And then if you kept watching, he starts stepping up into the pocket and making Aaron Rodgers-like throws. And so this summer, I told everyone who would listen, we will take Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers is serious. Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. And everyone talks about the leadership. Well, what we're not lacking is leadership in Pittsburgh. We got Mike Tomlin, who's one of the greatest leaders in the NFL. We got Cam Hayward, who's an incredible leader. We're not looking for a leader. We're looking for a great quarterback.
Yeah.
And we got a great quarterback. And regardless of age, that arm is still the arm. And if I recall correctly, Brady won his last Super Bowl at 42.
Yeah.
And so it's possible. And we put up 34 points. And
the Jets I think the Jets have a pretty good defense.
That hasn't happened fairly often. 34 points in general. That hasn't happened very often over the last 6 years in Pittsburgh.
Second highest
QBR. The defense wasn't great.
No,
the defense wasn't great. And our defense is going to be strong.
Right. That's actually the shocker of all things.
It is not an overreaction. Vintage Aaron Rodgers is back. And, well, like I said, we went in the Super Bowl, and shout out to Jalen Ramsey because he crushed Garrett Wilson to finish that game off. And like I put on my threads, that's why Jalen Ramsey get paid the big bucks, because he's a playmaker.
You're on that threads. You love the threads.
Hey, gotta do it on the threads, baby.
Yeah, I like threads.
It's fun.
I like threads.
The algorithm is incredible, man.
Yeah, it's a legit algorithm.
You see what you're trying to see. Like, I love it. It's great.
Last one. This, to me, is a no-brainer, although maybe not quite yet. Overreaction, Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart should start over Russell Wilson, who, by the way, I thought was the worst quarterback in week 1. And I'll go so far as to say that he is no longer a bona fide starting quarterback in the NFL. I'm sorry, he's just not. He's a Hall of Famer, incredible career, but he's no longer a starting quarterback in the NFL. 13-37, 168 yards, no touchdowns, 25 QBR. To be fair, the offensive line wasn't very good, and that's the same issue they've had. Andrew Thomas, their all-pro, still not available. But just big picture-wise, Jackson Dart, yes or no?
Overreaction.
Wow.
Not that Russell Wilson is going to be great, or that next week Russell Wilson can definitely come out and have a great game next week.
Okay.
And everybody will shut up because you know what Russell Wilson has been. So if he come out and have a good game, then everybody be like, oh, he just had a bad game week 1. So
totally true.
I think it's an overreaction though, because even if Russell Wilson doesn't turn out to be very good these next 4 games, are you throwing your prized possession, your first round pick, into if you thought he was ready, he would have started week 1. So are you throwing your first round pick, who you clearly think is your franchise quarterback moving forward for the next 10 to 12, 15, whatever years? If you thought he was ready, he'd be starting. So Clearly, you don't think he's ready. No, you don't overreact to week 1 and throw him in the fire. I think that was poor by Brian Daboll to be non-committal on a quarterback. Be committal on something. He sucks, man. He's not good, and he kept his job, which was ridiculous. But you come out non-committal like you're creating controversy in a city that's already going to create controversy.
Yeah.
So he's not a good leader. That guy stinks, man. You don't come out non-committal on week 1. That's idiotic. That guy stinks. They need to. That's who should be on the hot seat. Brian Daboll. He stinks.
What was crazy, and I almost respected him for it, was after the game, he goes, Russell Wilson's not why we lost. And then they go, so can you commit to Russell Wilson week 2? He goes, I don't think so.
And that's what that guy, I thought he'd be fired quicker than I can blink last year.
Yeah,
they kept this guy. And
they
he
kept
stinks.
him and the GM.
And he stinks. They kept the GM. Even the GM wasn't smart enough to be like, let me get off this guy and at least go get another coach and get myself
Well, they
a
both
chance.
came from Buffalo.
This guy,
yeah.
No, Daboll fucking stinks, man. He's terrible. So you're going to be non-committal after week 1, but that's because he's not a winner. He was in Buffalo. They couldn't quite get over the hump. He's not a winner. He stinks.
Are you still – I don't want to beat a dead horse, but
yes,
you did say last week that Josh Allen's not the guy.
He's not the guy.
That was an incredible performance. Herculean comeback. Are you still sticking to Josh Allen, not the guy, Draymond Green?
Yeah, no, and like I said before, Josh Allen is like a damn good quarterback.
Great.
But just because he's a damn good quarterback, don't make you the guy. He's not the guy. He's never going to get it done when it matters the most. And so I don't care how Herculean of a comeback effort you have at home in week 1, he's never going to be the guy that's going to come out and win a championship and be the guy when it matters the most and get you over the hump. And so don't tell me that's the guy. He's not the guy. Jalen Hurts is the guy. Patty Mahomes is the guy. Josh Allen isn't the guy. He's not, when it matters the most, he is not going to Herculean you in a playoff game to a win and a Super Bowl title. He's not going to do that.
Bills Mafia, circle the wagons around Draymond. You have my permission to light his ass up in the comments.
He's not the guy.
Couldn't disagree more.
I'm just saying. By the way, they can go at me all they want. Until they win a Super Bowl, I'm right. So go at me, fine. All right. But you can't say he won a Super Bowl, because if he won a Super Bowl, I shut the hell up. But he's not the guy.
Those were our biggest week 1 overreactions. Now we're getting ready to chop it up with Dayon Henley. But first, we've got a word from our friends at Fanatics. Football is unpredictable, but there's always a few guarantees. Some team will punt on 4th and inches to everyone's disappointment, guaranteed. A ref will blow a pass interference call, guaranteed. Here's another guarantee. Fanatics Sportsbook has the best offer this football season. Every single football game day until October with Fanatics Sportsbook, if your football bet loses, new customers get up to $100 back in fan cash and also can bet $10 to get $100 in fan cash. No one likes losing, but with Fanatics, you're still winning fan cash. Make the switch and download Fanatics Sportsbook, where every game day comes with a guarantee. Fanatics Sportsbook.
Winning hits different here. Man, we're honored to have this next guest, my little bro. I've actually known him since he was maybe like 12 years old, which was a very interesting thing because he sucked at basketball, but he was very good at football and grew up in Los Angeles and then going to college and figuring it out and becoming a linebacker at the University of Nevada and then leaving the University of Nevada and going to attend Washington State University, the Cougs, as Klay Thompson is always throwing in my face, and then on to the NFL. Becomes one of the best linebackers in the country, by the way, at Washington State University, and then on to the NFL, where he's drafted by a hometown Los Angeles Chargers and continues to put on for entire Crenshaw District, Crenshaw High School, none other than the one and only Dayon Henley. What's up, brother?
I mean, hey, it couldn't have been no better introduction. I mean, I just want to say appreciate you guys for having me on the show. Two, you had it wrong, man. You know I'm a hooper. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is.
There it is.
You know,
There
and
it
no,
is,
no,
huh?
you did this. You did this. I don't know why you even had to throw the little shot in there because you know you know how I get when you try me. Cause that's what you do, you big bro. So I'm supposed to respect you and all that. But I know you, Dre. I know you,
Listen.
man. And all that talking, that'll disturb my soul. That might get the other guys. It don't disturb me though. I'm built for it. I'm built by it. So you ain't gonna sit there. I'm a hooper. You know what I'm saying? I do it all. I'm an athlete. Real talent. You know what I'm saying? I come from a family full of athletes, so this is what I could do. You feel me? But other than that, man, like you said, the journey has been a long one. But just to end up here in this moment and have the opportunity to showcase what I've been, building over these years is just a blessing, to say the least. And like you, one of the guys that inspired me to be here, just being able to have a role model, not in my same field, but it's not a lot of guys who come back to where I'm from and are or made it, or the same stature as you. So just to have you in my life is definitely something I appreciate for sure, for sure.
1000%. No, I'm appreciative of you, brother, our relationship. I'm appreciative of your father, and that, all that he's done in trying to help the youth, and to have the relationship with you, like I said, it started 12 years ago. And by the way, if y'all think that my bios aren't incredible, I mentioned his basketball, and he just went on a tangent about the basketball part. So, it's accurate on what I said, just so we get that out there. But, and really just getting to the football side, I think, for starters, what was it like? You're starting the season off in Sao Paulo, Brazil, against the Chiefs, which is a division game, very important game, and you get a sack on Patrick Mahomes. What was that moment like for you?
I mean, it's exciting for sure. One, to be able to be on that stage, something that you only could dream about, feel me, until it's attainable, and just to be able to have that opportunity, it's amazing. But then it's not about you as you know so well because you've been on huge stages before. It's more so about what you do when you get there, and to have that moment and it being early in the game, making sure that I finish the game at a level head. It's just something that I look at and I look back in amazement, but then I also can't get too caught up in it because it was only week one. But definitely, and I'm not even just that, but I'm looking forward to more of those moments. I see him twice a year, for these however long I'm in the league with him. I see him twice a year. So I can't just take that one. I want to multiply it. I want more. But just to answer that question for what it is, it was exciting, man. It was thrilling. A lot of fans, not simply just cheering for the fact that the Chargers got a sack, but just a football play, because it's Sao Paulo, they don't know much about football, so it's just a football play, and the place erupted. So it was just a great moment, and like I said, I look forward to having more of those. But it's exciting, bro, and that's just best way to explain that.
I know, Dayon, that Pat talks because we've seen the Netflix special Quarterback. Bruh. Was he chirping in Brazil?
Bruh, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hear too much of him.
Okay.
I think we might have had put a muzzle on him, man. I think we had a good game plan for him, and that's because credit to our coaches. That's credit to our coaches. Everything that we do on that field is well prepared, well studied, and it comes down to us being able to execute. That man right there that we're talking about is a future Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, MVP, all of these things, and you got to give him credit where credit is due for who he is. But that game, we just had his number, and now we got to look to do it again.
Absolutely. And getting a week one win like that in y'all business and how important every single game is. But like I said, obviously the importance of a division game. What's it like, the energy walking back into the facility? Like how soon is it for y'all, being that, like for us, obviously we may have a game tomorrow, and so the reality is, like, no one really likes to tell the truth, but no one game in the regular season, unless you're at the end jockeying for position, is as important as one game in the NFL.
Any NFL game.
Because there's just so few. how fast are y'all turning the page and being in the building from Sunday to Monday? Like Monday, I think every NFL off day is on a Tuesday. So how fast are y'all turning the page off a win like that coming back into the building for the following week?
It happens pretty quick. I mean, for us, our team talks about enjoying the wins because it makes that next one that much
Yeah.
more enjoyable. You feel me? When you have fun after big wins, it makes you want to keep having fun because you don't want to have that piss taste, as Coach Harbaugh was saying, in your mouth after a loss, and you don't want to experience that. But it does last. It's a short-lived moment. We get on that plane, just to give you like a picture of it. We get on that plane and we celebrate. We on that plane, we have a good time, games, fun, just talking, just being brothers. This is a long 14-hour trip, so they didn't want us to go to sleep. So we enjoy that. We get our off day. We come into the building the next day because we played on Friday, so we got to watch football on Sunday, which is one of the better
fun.
feelings.
Yeah,
a better
that's
feeling
great.
to have when you're in the win column.
Yeah.
So
That's
you get to
fine.
watch the game. You come in on an off day, but as soon as you watch that game back, you make your corrections. It's better to correct after a win. It's over. Even in the same day, we watch film in the same day, and then we'll take a lunch break. We come back, we're on to the next team. It was a 2 days of enjoying that win, which it will probably be a little bit shorter if it was a game on a Sunday. But we got the 2 days because it was Friday, so Saturday, Sunday, enjoy the win. Monday, zip it. It's time to go back to work. And we looking at, like you said, man, each win is very important. But even these, much more. We have conference games, Chiefs, Raiders, back to back to back. And Coach Harbaugh had he's hilarious. We was talking about it in the meeting, and he was doing some quick math. He was like, so yeah, this game counts as 2, but if you count in the end in the conference, it'd probably be like 4, and then somewhere in there where they lose to another team, so pretty much 7 wins. I don't know where that math came from. That one game.
That's some Harbaugh math.
One game is worth 7 wins, but it's Harbaugh for you. And no matter what, we get to have these games. We get to win them, and that's what we're on right now. We're trying to get to that next one. Sorry, right there.
That's all right. Coach
Right back.
Dayon, Coach Harbaugh, is he a lot funnier and more personable than maybe the media or the fans give him credit for?
You guys have no idea. You guys have no
Tell us.
idea. I mean,
gotta hear it.
I like getting on. But I mean, he's just when he goes into these rants, and I mean, they get so out of the nowhere. You don't understand the man. He gets to talking. He gets to go from, hey guys, we need to be able to focus. His zen falls out. He's a zenner. I don't know if he knows that, but he loves his zen. His zen falls out. He goes to pick up. He's like, you know what? I'll just save it for next time. Tries to put the zen in his pocket. It falls again. He's like, we're all like, Coach, let the zen go. Let the zen go. He pulls out 5-6 packets of them. Like, you know what? I got more for next time. We're like, what was the point of even trying to save the one that you just dropped? I mean, like, the guy is just all over the place. But when it comes to football, it's all about winning. Like, the man is all about winning. And I just can't appreciate a guy enough for how much he loved this sport. But he is one of the silliest dudes I know. Jump in the ice tub in all of his clothes. Full clothes, jump in the ice tub. Man, he's different, bro. He's so different.
So after a practice or after a game, he'll jump in the ice tub in all his gear.
Completely, fully clothed.
Oh, wow.
Exactly what he had
He's
on.
different.
I talked to him about it before.
Harbaugh's different.
He says he has 5 khakis, the same 5 shirts, the exact same, and he said that each day you can't tell if he didn't clean because they're all the same. So it's like,
same
That's
color,
funny.
same
can't
exact
tell.
pant.
Same thing, man. He wears the same thing. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys who's
I
just.
love it.
I mean, that's just him being consistent, though, right? Just practicing what he preaches.
Just like a true Michigan man.
Oh,
side.
there it is. You knew
No
that was
side.
coming.
He'll talk to you about that too, Dre. Hey,
Listen,
don't make me call
Number
him.
one, you know what? He cheated, and I'm just gonna put it out there.
Here we go.
He
Dayon,
cheated,
you know,
and he got the hell out of
disrespect.
Dodge and went to the Chargers, but he cheated.
The
No
disrespect,
questions
man.
asked. He cheated.
The
No.
disrespect. I'm not.
No,
I
that's-
won't stand
no.
for any disrespect from my coach. That is an upstanding man, and all he knows is how to coach upstanding guys, and he's an upstanding
Listen,
talent
and win
himself.
football
Listen.
games.
Listen,
wins football games.
Cheating is one thing, to dress a coach up as an opposing team coach of another
What
team.
are we
to
doing
scout,
here?
He
I'm walking
can't help
into an
himself.
ambush.
level
He can't help
of
himself.
cheating.
I'm walking into an ambush.
No, they ain't got nothing. This is me talking. But you know what? I hope
He can't help himself. Any other school, this would be a non-starter.
No, I want you to do well, and so he kind of get a benefit from that. But
Oh my
man,
gosh! Hey, look
you
here.
know-
I'm not a Michigan man. I'm damn sure not a Spartan. So I can care less about y'all little rivalry. But when you talk about my coach, come respectful. The man
All
wins
right.
games.
you're right.
The man wins
You're right.
games.
He did. He won. He cheated
And
to a
whatever you
championship.
talking about, that he say, she say.
Oh
has
no,
been
it's
handled.
proven. It's not he say she
That
say.
he say, she say.
It's
He's
proven.
an NFL football coach, and there hasn't
He
been no
is.
record
He
of
gotta
any of
stay
that.
here too because he ain't allowed back. But you know what? I have a
Oh,
question
gosh.
for you. I have a question
He's
for
so
you.
sick.
Talk to me about the football community in LA. And I
Yeah,
mean, when
good
I say
question.
football community in LA, I mean the youth football community that so many of you guys come up in that go on to play in the NFL. Talk to me about that and the impact that it has on a kid like yourself, on kids that come from the inner city of Los Angeles and what those programs do.
I mean, it's really simple. It provides you, like, being a kid growing up in this city. You see so much, a lot of it not being positive. So when you get into programs like the SYFL, which is what I was a part of ISEF or whatever program you are able to get a part of, it gives you just a image of what is positive, an ongoing recurring
Right.
image of something that's positive. And as a kid, you don't really think too much of it. You just go out there, have fun, play with your friends. But it also takes you away from whatever negativity that can be going on outside of that realm, you know? And I mean, I'm pretty sure that goes across the board for pretty much all different neighborhoods, all different kids across the country. But just speaking about LA, you know, when you get on that field, whatever you leaving back home, whatever your situation is, with your friends and what you got in common with those next to you is the game. And for us, you don't get more praise than on that football field. I mean, you probably should, but when you're on that football field and you making plays and you doing your thing, it's a moment to be uplifted as a kid. And not only are you uplifted as a kid, you feel me? Like it just gives you that camaraderie amongst your brothers. And so I just say all that to say, like, I was just growing up in this community and it meant so much to me as a kid to be able to have them bonds built. I got brothers that I've been playing football with since 5 that are no longer playing football, but that brotherhood and bond was built in Pop Warner football.
Wow.
So that's just, I mean, that's right there to show you how much it means to me. So just be able to have those moments where me, myself right now at this age in the NFL, I get to go back. I'm in LA. I get to go back and see those kids and just stress to them how important it is to build these bonds and this friendship, because you never know where life will take you, especially coming out of the city. I've lost friends along the way. You know what I'm saying? So you never know who that kid is next to you, how far, you know, for me, the dream goes. So you just got to embrace that. I mean, enjoy it. For them, you don't want to get too long-winded with the kids. You want to tell them enjoy this and have fun and just make it special.
To that point, Dayon, what was the moment that you fell in love with football, that you realized this is what I want to do?
When I fell in love with the game, I was pretty young, man. I was watching my older brothers play, just seeing them play. I remember when I was younger, I was about like four years old, and my older brothers was playing ball, and they were doing wind sprints, and I just jetted across the middle of the field and got smoked. Flew. 4 years old. My mom had to run. She screaming, had to pick me up off the field. She like, my baby. I'm like, I'm just happy I got my first hit in. I wasn't even on the team yet. I was too young to play, but I got hit by all the older dudes because like from early on, I fell in love with the game. I feel like it was different stages for me. That was me just loving, just having fun. And then I think I got to about like high school where I started to realize I could take this somewhere and just so forth from there. It was just a lot of love for the sport.
Definitely. I actually can agree with that. It was interesting to kind of see that flip. Like, as much as I joked about Dayon and how much he would talk about how good he was at basketball.
Dre.
It was always a constant, like, seriousness about like football is what I do. Like
Okay.
you talk no, and no,
I had
and
to
I'm
see where you
saying
was
this.
going with that, bro.
Yeah, I did
No,
too.
I'm saying like there was always like I would say from 9th and 10th grade where it was very clear of where he was like so serious about football, training for football, like, and that just being the most important thing. And I think that's actually incredible to see because like I grew up with Lamar Woodley and like came up under Lamar Woodley, but Lamar's kind of accepted football once it was clear that like, all right, I'm not gonna grow taller and be like big enough to play football.
Right.
It was kind of later in life, and Lamar went on to be a Pro Bowler, which Dayon is going to become. But like, you kind of saw that switch flip later, and I think in just watching, and I was younger than Lamar, but in watching Dayon, like it was very clear at 14 years old that he knew his path forward was football and the seriousness that he put in to the sport. So that was an interesting thing to watch for me.
No, for sure.
No question. But this, just my last one. And growing up in LA and the Rams being here, the Chargers being here, how was it? You played for the Crenshaw Rams. Like that was the name of y'all team. What was that initial thought like when your name get called and you're at the crib, but it's the Chargers, not like the Crenshaw Rams? You grew up, y'all had the colors, y'all had the name. Like, what was that moment like of where it's like, I'm a Charger, I'm at the crib, I'm a Charger?
Well, I played for a lot of Pop Warner teams. You know what I'm saying? I had the Bears, I had the Colts, I had all types of different teams. So I wasn't too much tripping. I grew up with no LA football team. You feel me? The Rams and the Chargers both came in waves at different times. When I was growing up, I had no football team, so I was a Ravens fan. You know, I grew up cheering for somebody completely different.
Because of Ray Lewis?
Because of Ray Lewis, because of Ed Reed. I mean, it was the list goes on. I was a QB. I was all over Flacco. I was rocking with him, and they had a Super Bowl. You feel me? It was a whole lot of reasons to root for the Ravens. But just looking back into that moment, the first thing I heard was LA, like Los Angeles. So I didn't think too much of a Charger or a Ram. The first thought was home. I'm home. And no matter which team it was going to be for, I'm putting on for my city. And it's I look at both rosters right now today, it's not many, or if any, from South Central and LA on these teams. You feel me?
Yep.
So just to be able to be a guy not only just on the team, but a baller trying to make a name, it just meant something to me. So I go back to that moment, and it's a blessing. And I just can't be more appreciative of the Chargers organization for giving me the opportunity. You feel me? And let me be on that field, and shout out Harbaugh for putting me on the field, because we know how rookie season went for me. I wasn't really on the field.
It was tough.
I wasn't really on the field. It was dealing with the woes of just waiting, and then you got the confidence. Like you start to lose confidence a little bit. So I had to deal with that. But as soon as I got my shot to put on for the city, I took it, and that's where that call took me.
You did. You did. I would follow and really wanted to know, and I've been thinking about this a lot today.
Yeah.
Because it's rare to play for your hometown team. But to that point, taking it back a little further, what do you think growing up, Dayon and Crenshaw, playing football for the Crenshaw Rams or the Colts, the Bears?
Yeah.
What values did that instill in you, and how did it create the type of football player, but more importantly, the person that Dayon Henley is today?
I mean, it's built a man out of me, for real. Just being a kid in this city and being so close to, being a kid and now being a man in this city and being so close to where everything met for me, it all is that important. I feel like just this opportunity that I've been given to be here and also be a role model is what I mean by that, though. So I stand and I make sure that everything that I do is to pay homage to who I was as a kid. You know what I'm saying? All I was a dreamer, and with a whole lot of hope that I could be there one day. And like I said, look back to Draymond, I had an NBA role model So obviously I'm talking about hoops, you know what I'm saying? That's why
Yeah.
he want to talk about that. Obviously I'm talking about hoops, but I still was playing ball and having those moments where it was like every now and then I do get to meet Deshaun Jackson or a Martavius Bryant. It just pushed me that much farther. And it shaped me, as we just like you just asked, it shaped me into kind of the man and molded me into who I wanted to be when I was able to get to this timing. You know what I'm saying? What image I want to show the kids from this perspective. And that's just a man that is humble and always working. Know where you came from.
I love that. Man, we
I
can't
do
thank
too,
you
bro.
enough.
I do too.
That's-
I just want to say
incredible.
my favorite young player in football. I've said this, but I haven't said it
Hey.
to you.
Hey,
I love your game, man.
don't just be
I love
passing
how
that
you
out,
play.
Jordan, man. You a nice dude. You could just be throwing that around, man. Don't
No,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
great. Because I give people flowers, and and I'm very pro player. I am. I'm probably too pro player.
Hey, man,
Some teams
come
don't
on.
even want to talk to me,
Come
but
on.
I really rock with you, bro. I love your
do.
game. I love your game, and I'm so happy for you and all your success, and thrilled to have you on again. Our first number, you came on last year. Our
Yeah.
first recurring guest, and
Yeah.
ecstatic for you and what's to come, because I know you're just scratching the surface.
Nah,
Hey,
yeah,
by the
it's
way,
just be cool.
my last question.
What's
what-
up?
They call you the Ranger. What's that
The
about?
Ranger.
Oh, you see the logo on the back? That's
I
that
love
Ranger
that logo.
Yeah.
Come
That's
on.
fine.
Yeah, I
Tell
got it
me
in the
what
back.
that's about.
I got the chain right here too. Nah, when I was in college back in Nevada, my dudes was just talking about like, just nicknames and stuff. I'm like, my uncle used to call me Ranger because I used to just love the Power Rangers. And that was kind of just a joke in here. I made a couple posts about it when I was in Nevada, but when I went to Washington State, my coach wanted me to change my Twitter handle. My Twitter handle was my coach's stock my socials. And the reason I put it as that is because I had a different Twitter handle. It was I come here for nonsense. And then my coach was like, you should change it. So I changed it to my coach's stocking my socials because I'm like, why is he watching my page like this? I'm just on Twitter. So
That is
he told me to
hilarious.
change it. And I'm always coachable. So I changed it.
Yeah, you changed it.
And I changed it to the Ranger because of my uncle back in the day calling me Ranger. You know what I'm saying? So you can
That's
kind of just stuck from there. And that's kind of where my name come from. But it's
great
big.
nickname.
It's big because it's like you can't just name yourself, right? And it gotta be stamped. It gotta be
Yes.
stamped. So I had to make plays. I made plays. Then my social media team and crew was like Washington State, the Ranger, and then it kind of just built from there. Got to the Chargers, and again, nothing is given out here. You gotta make plays enough. Now I'm the Ranger. So when you hear me come out the tunnel, they say Dayon Henley, the Ranger. That's me coming out the tunnel. It's a lit moment.
That's fire.
Oh,
That's
that's
incredible.
tough. What's your
in the
nickname, Draymond?
I don't
Yep.
have one.
Talker,
You don't have one.
trash. I'm saying trash talker, something like that.
You know what? I have a nickname for you.
What is it?
Springfield. Springfield.
I appreciate
Hall of Fame.
that.
The
I
Hall of Fame.
appreciate that,
Springfield.
brother.
Springfield.
Springfield's where the
appreciate
NBA
that.
Hall of Fame is.
Yeah.
Well, we already know that's on the way. We already know that's
I
on the
hope
way.
so. I
know
appreciate
that's
Hope I
it.
get invited to the induction. I
We've
probably
been running
won't.
for my one-on-one in the hoops for a long time.
Dayon,
See, there it is.
He's slowing down though, so it ain't even worth it.
Yeah.
He's slowing down. it ain't worth it.
Dre's value is in 5-on-5, 3-on-3, 1-on-1.
Exactly.
I think you can get a bucket or
You can't
two.
see
Hey,
me.
Jordan.
Hey,
Jordan,
Yeah.
I just want to remind you, I got to the NBA because I could score. I didn't get to the NBA because I was a good team player. I got to the NBA because I could score.
Dre.
Now, if you want to talk roles in the NBA, yeah, the NBA I'm not a scorer, but I will bust his ass.
That's what you can't do. That's what you can't.
Just
Like
so
I
we're
said,
clear,
maybe some years ago.
just
not
so
now.
we're clear, Jordan, just about everyone, I will bust his ass.
And
But
that's your
you
problem.
know what?
That's your
Dayon,
problem.
we appreciate you.
Oh,
We're going
I
to
got a
celebrate
question.
his win this week.
Here's a
and
question.
last week.
I got a question.
and- oh, here it is. Look,
Here it
watch.
is.
Yeah, this
Some
real. This
nonsense.
real. Why is Draymond Green talking football? Like for real.
Why is Draymond Green talking football?
Fair, very fair.
Why is Draymond Green talking
We seen
football?
what you did when you played it.
Because Draymond Green is talking football because, number one, and most importantly, I love the sport.
Okay.
I have loved the sport since I was a kid. I've enjoyed watching football more than basketball my entire life, and that still remains the same to this day. I just wasn't good enough. And when we talk sports, when people talk sports in this world, the reality is majority of people that talk sports weren't good enough to do it. Well,
Come on, Jordan.
for
Got that?
myself,
Why you do that, Jordan?
no.
I
This
can't
is a
hate though.
fact.
He's kind of right.
This is a fact. And
Like
so
me.
the reality is this, Dayon. However, I happen to be someone talking about a sport, but I am great in another sport. And so for
Great, yeah.
myself, personally, I can't break down a football play like you can break down a football play. But I would never claim to be able to break a football play like you
Okay.
can break a football play down. But what I do know is I know winning at a very high level. And I study this game of football enough to understand the game at a high enough level, and I understand winning at a high level enough, and that's why Draymond Green is talking about football with Jordan Schultz.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
that was a well answered, you know what I'm saying, to my question. I give you all that, but just I like to cling on to the words that mean the most to me. And you can't play football, that is.
I mean, listen,
Yeah,
I was a
that meant a lot
very
when you
good
said
high
that.
school football player, Dayon.
Shit.
When I stopped, like I was a defensive end, and you know what they told me? Listen, nothing gets around the edge. So for me, nothing was getting around the edge. It just was not happening. I was gonna force everything back middle because that was the first thing they taught me about defensive end. However, in them teaching me that and me forcing everything back to the middle, I was not special by any stretch of the imagination. And I knew in 9th grade, after the season, I was actually going to quit. How about this? I was going to quit 9th grade. I was playing JV football in 9th grade. I was going to quit midway through the season. And my grandfather was like, listen, son, we don't quit anything we start. We finish everything we start. Next year, if you don't want to play, you can be done. But you're going to finish this year. And I knew right there, I'm not quite good enough. I'm going to finish this year. I'm done. And that was it for me.
Respect it.
Yeah.
Cause look at you now, man. One of my goats in my era for sure, watching ball. So, and I just so happen to know you. So that's just even a cherry on the with an icing on top.
I appreciate you, my brother. Man, thank you for coming back on the show, bro. I know Jordan talked to me about you all the fucking time. Like, and just he always is ranting about you. So I know how much he loved your game, but how much he loved you as a person. You know my love for you I got for my young brother. And I just want to say, continue doing what you're doing. Stay on this trajectory. Y'all going to win more games this year, and you're going to be a Pro Bowler. And I love to see it. So thank you. I love you. And I will talk to you soon, my dog.
I love you too, big bro. Love you too, for sure. Appreciate you,
Dayon.
Yes,
Lots of love, big bro. Or little bro.
I'm up there, though.
You're up there, yeah.
It ain't for nothing. It ain't for nothing.
Meanwhile, I'm just rotting away. Talking shit. Appreciate you, Dayon.
Of course.
It's time for our picks and parlays presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. Let's start with a 3-leg parlay for our feature game, Commanders-Packers Thursday night. This is probably going to be the best, certainly one of the best Thursday night games of the season. All of these lines, just so everyone knows context, these are up to date as of our recording, Tuesday night, September 9th. Green Bay, -3.5 at home against the Commanders Thursday night. What do you like?
Green Bay -3.5 at home versus the Commanders.
I like Green Bay.
I'll take I was about to say, I'll take Green Bay -3.5.
I like Green Bay. Leg number 2, you got to pick an anytime touchdown score. Debo +185, McLaurin +160, Josh Jacobs -200, and the rookie receiver Matthew Golden +230. I'm going to go McLaurin +160.
I'm going the same, McLaurin +260, -200. I'm not too proud of that one. I'm going McLaurin +160 because a young quarterback in Jaden McDaniels, he will be, a young
Jaden Daniels.
I always be thinking
I know,
about,
I do too.
for a young quarterback like Jaden Daniels, he will on the road in a hostile environment. He will be looking at his number one target. So I'm going to go Terry McLaurin at +160.
And then leg number 3, this is over under yardage. there's a lot of good stuff here. Jaden Daniels plus 225.5 passing. Jordan Love, the same number. Debo or over under 4.5 catches. Debo over under 55.5 receiving. Josh Jacobs 80.5 rushing. What about, I would go over Daniels passing yards because I think they're going to be down 225.5.
I agree with you.
You like that? Okay, so
Yeah.
let's do that. We'll go over Jaden Daniels passing yards. We're both taking the Packers, so potentially being down as a result, they will throw more. All right, last but not least, it's time to have a little fun on the show. Every week, we'll be picking our 4 favorite games with a little help from our friends at Fanatics. Last week, I got off to a strong start at 3-1. Draymond, not so much. You went 1-3, which is a very predictable situation for the rest of the season. Seattle at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh -3. I'll take the Seahawks +3 on the road. I know you're going Pittsburgh.
That's just not smart. I'll take Pittsburgh easy. Easy money for me.
Philadelphia, this is my favorite game of the weekend, by the way. Philadelphia is favored. Let's get that straight. The Eagles are favored at Arrowhead by 0.5 point. I'm taking the Chiefs, no questions asked. I don't remember the last time Kansas City, with Mahomes playing in a meaningful game, was an underdog at home. It's shocking.
They're missing their 2 top receivers.
Correct. Rice, obviously, no, and Worthy is not going to play.
Yeah,
I would presume.
That's a tough one. But nonetheless, I will. And the Chiefs are going home down 0-1. No way they're going 0-2. I'll take the Chiefs.
Okay, so we're in agreement there. 2 more. Atlanta at Minnesota. Vikings coming off. I mean, that was a crazy game Monday night against the Bears. -4.5. This is a tough game. I would probably take Atlanta getting 4.5 on the road. I love Penix. I'm all in on Penix, and I thought he looked really good on Sunday.
He did look really good on Sunday. I think Penix is good as well. I think it's a tough environment. Obviously, 2 young quarterbacks, but one of them it does get the advantage of being at home.
It's also a rematch Minnesota. I just thought of. It's a rematch of the 2024 national championship.
Yes,
Michigan,
it is.
Washington.
And I would take the same winner. I would take Minnesota.
Okay, J.J. McCarthy. Finally, Tampa at Houston -2.5. My first thought immediately, Houston. Tampa got kind of lucky to beat Atlanta. Props to them. They got the dub. I don't think Houston's going to be 0-2. I like Houston as a 2.5-point favorite at home.
I only need Baker to win by 3. Give me Baker Mayfield, baby.
No, he can lose by 2 and you're good. Houston's a favorite at home.
Oh, Houston's a favorite.
At home.
Oh, I'll definitely take Baker.
I got to say,
problem.
Baker has gone from like kind of a bust to he's decent to like he's like a top 8 guy. And
yeah,
you know
Baker's
how I know that?
Guy.
The reason I know that is because when Atlanta went up, I still thought Tampa was going to win. I was like,
yeah.
Baker's going to do something.
Baker can do it. Baker can do it.
He can do it. Baker bakes.
Yes, he can.
All right, Dre, that is it. Episode 2 in the books of Why is Draymond Green Talking About Football, presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. Special thanks to the Ranger himself, Dayon Henley, star linebacker for the Chargers. Draymond, have a safe flight, and we will see you next week.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank y'all. Peace.